Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
This One's Wife. Zara Tindall finally blasts This One's Wife. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Zara Tindall. Good old Zara. She's a British equestrian, Olympian, and a socialite. For those of you who might not know, she's the daughter of Anne, Princess Royal, and Captain Mark Phillips. She's a granddaughter of the late Queen Elizabeth II and a niece of King Charles III. She was born 6th in the line of succession, and she's now 21st. She's an accomplished sportswoman, and she's married to Mike Tindall, a former rugby player. They've got 3 children together. She doesn't have a title. She does a lot of charity work. A lot of that revolves around spinal injuries, equestrianism, and children's causes. She has a jewellery collection. She gains sponsorship. And she does all of this in a similar way to the way that her mother conducts herself. She just gets on with it. There's no brouhaha, there's no song and dance. She and her husband come across very much as down-to-earth individuals. And for that, they're well liked. There's a bit of spunk about Zara, a little bit of cheekiness, and she doesn't suffer fools, similar to her mother. And therefore, her views in relation to This One's Wife would, of course, be of considerable interest. We saw at the service of booing how she and Mike kept their distance from This One's Wife, and it's evident that they are less than impressed with her, and similarly in relation to Harry's conduct also. One suspects that Zara Tindall feels some parts sorry for Harry, some parts annoyed with his behaviour, and that she has no time whatsoever for the ridiculous behaviours of This One's Wife. But she has not spoken out about her. One would probably understand that in private she has some pretty firm views about This One's Wife, but hasn't said anything publicly. That is until now. According to something called Royal Videos, a post originated stating, Zara Tindall's explosive takedown of This One's Wife, she's an absolute disaster. In a shocking and unexpected twist, Zara Tindall, Queen Elizabeth's granddaughter, has stepped into the spotlight with explosive comments about the ongoing royal family feud. During a riveting appearance on her husband Mike Tindall's widely followed YouTube talk show, Zara broke her characteristic silence, delivering blistering critiques of This One's Wife that are certain to reverberate through the corridors of Buckingham Palace. The interview, which has already taken the internet by storm, began with a seemingly benign discussion about family life and the upcoming Platinum Jubilee celebrations, so it's reference to an historic video. However, the atmosphere quickly grew charged when Mike broached the controversial topic of the royal family's internal discord. Everyone's been skirting around this issue, but I have to ask, what's your take on the whole This One's Wife situation? Mike inquired with a serious tone. Zara's response was nothing short of incendiary. This One's Wife? Oh, don't even get me started, she began, her expression darkening. That woman is an absolute disaster, and I'm frankly stunned she's managed to cling on to the royal family for as long as she has. The audience was left in stunned silence, riveted by Zara's uncharacteristically forthright declaration. Mike, sensing the gravity of the moment, urged her to elaborate. Can you be more specific? Taking a deep breath, Zara unleashed a torrent of criticism. This One's Wife has been nothing but trouble since day one. She's arrogant, manipulative, and has zero respect for our traditions and values. The way she's treated our grandmother, the Queen, is simply unforgivable. Zara's sharp and unexpected candour sent shockwaves through the royal enthusiast community. As the interview progressed, her criticisms only grew more intense. This one's wife has failed at every turn. She can't even manage a simple royal engagement without stirring up scandal or drama. And the way she and Harry have continuously thrown the family under the bus with their endless interviews and tell-all books, it's disgusting, Zara said, her frustration palpable. Thus, that was what was reported by something that's called royal videos. Mike Tindall's YouTube talk show doesn't have any reference to any attack whatsoever by Zara Tindall in the way that has been described. There's no further coverage of this supposed attack by Zara Tindall across other outlets, other forms of media. And once again, this is another example of a complete fabrication. Of course, it's done in a way to try and create some legitimacy. Straight-talking Zara is likely to disapprove of this one's wife, but she's also mindful to keep her own counsel in relation to that and would not be talking about this one's wife publicly in such a manner. She would recognise that it's better to keep such views private and that nothing would be gained by airing them in such a public manner. And thus, for the purposes of generating views and clicks, the originators of this nonsense have fabricated the supposed views of Zara Tindall, although they'll have relied on a degree of plausibility in relation to what her views may well be. Once again, I highlight this, as I do from time to time, to reinforce the danger associated with the people that do this, who are clearly only doing it in order to generate views and clicks. They do so out of self-interest, and there are certain YouTubers that are notorious for engaging in this behaviour because they've recognised that this one's wife is a fertile area of discussion and that there are many people who are interested in her. And in order to try and keep generating those views, they don't actually have the talent to come up with anything new, anything interesting. They don't actually have an angle other than gossiping about this one's wife. Therefore, they have to fabricate things. And as I've made clear previously, and I'll say it again, the people that do this are playing straight into the hands of this one's wife. Because she can point to what are clear lies of this nature, complain about them in order to engender sympathy, which allows her to control people and draw fuel, but also to then go to the arbiters, the decision makers on certain platforms and within the media to say, look at all of these lies that are said about me. And then, of course, remember that she will also regard things which are critical, albeit true about her, as lies also, because her narcissism tells her that, with the consequence that she could then start to use this as a means to shut down those that expose the actual truth about her. By virtue of people telling lies about her, it means she can then use that to shut down the people that tell the truth about her. And those that engage in the clickbaiting behaviour with articles and videos of the nature of the one that I've just highlighted are causing a problem for those genuine YouTubers that go investigating the facts and pursuing the truth. I'm pleased to say that in relation to this particular item, many people commenting below the line queried its legitimacy. But even then, there were still people who thought that it was accurate and were pleased that Zara had apparently given a blast to this one's wife. It's important to keep highlighting these matters, not only in terms of debunking them, but also reminding you of the bigger picture and the danger it poses in relation to someone such as this one's wife, who has a vested interest in ensuring the actual truth about her never sees the light of day. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.